All right, Patriots, let's go ahead and finish up the next page, starting on page 4. Now, what you can notice about these to start off with is that 24 and 25 use the same figure, and the only difference in them is that 24 asks for lateral area and 25 asks for surface area. Now, I'm going to write my formula down for 25 first. Because total surface area is the one that's written on the board in class, you're going to have to modify it for lateral area. So surface area for a cylinder or a prism is 2 times the area of the base plus the perimeter of the base times the height. Now, these two here, these circles are my bases. Lateral area is the area of everything not including the bases. So all we're going to do is take this 2b and leave it out. We just want the vertical portion, which is pH. So lateral area is 2 times the base, don't need it, plus pH. Now, let's go through and find those two pieces of information. Capital P for a circle is circumference, which is 2 pi r. Now, my radius here is giving me 2, so it's 2 times pi times 2, and that is 2 times pi times 2. Oh, and help if I typed it right. Is 12.56, so 12.6, and that is feet. Now, height, again, is a distance between the two bases, so this one is just my 6 feet. Come back and plug those in here. 12.6 times 6 is 75.6. So we've got 75.6 feet squared. All right, number 25. We need to find the area of the base, which is pi r squared. We know the radius is 2, so it's pi times 2 squared. Now, before I enter my calculator, I'm going to go ahead and point this out. Up here, 2 times 2 is 4, so this whole thing is 4 pi. This guy is also 4 pi because 2 squared is 4, so that's still going to be 12.6 feet. And this is squared. By the way, when the radius is 2 is the only time that a perimeter, circumference, and circle are the exact same value. All right, now 2 times area of the base, which is 12.6. And I could rewrite in the same thing I did before, 12.6 times 6, but I've already calculated that, so I'm not going to spend the time to do it again. I'm just going to go ahead and write in the 75.6. So 75.6 plus 2 times 12.6 is 100.8 feet squared. All right, number 26. These two again are based on the same one. And just like before, I'm going to write my surface area, my total surface area formula first. For a pyramid, it's area of the base plus 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. And once again, the lateral area is the same idea, except we don't include the base. So this one is just 1/2 PL. All right, perimeter of the base. Okay, Bixby, I don't need your help. Sorry, my phone started trying to help me out there. All right. All right, perimeter of the base is just the 4 sides added together. All 4 sides are 6, so it's 4 times 6, which is 24 centimeters. Slant height is the diagonal distance from the vertex down to the base. It is at a right angle with the side length. It hits the midpoint, and it's directly given to us here. It's 18 centimeters. Plug that in, 1/2 times 24 times 18. 0.5 times 24 times 18 is 216. So I've got 216 centimeters squared. Now for my surface area, I need capital B. Capital B for a square is base times height. 6 times 6 is 36. Plug that back in here. 36 plus, and again, 1/2 PL I've already calculated. And so that is 216. 36 plus 216 is 252 centimeters squared. All right, number 28. This is our very first volume formula on the review. Now, it's also a composite. I'm going to have to figure out the volume of the cylinder and the volume of the cone and then add those two together. The good news is that they share the same base. Okay, they have the exact same circle. So let's go ahead and write these out. Volume for the cylinder is going to be area of the base times the height. Volume for the cone is going to be area of the base times the height divided by 3. So area of the base is that circle, which is pi r squared. Now here, with my diameter being 6, my radius is 3. And notice it's going to be 3 on both of them, meaning that they both have the same area. So this B I'll be able to use in both places. So that's pi times 3 squared. Pi times 3 squared, 28.8. And there's no units on this one, so I don't have to worry about units. Height here is going to be the distance between the two circular bases, which is 24. So V equals 28.8 times 24. And now 28.8 times 24 gives me 691.2. Did I type that right? Hold on. You know what? I did that wrong a second ago. 28.27 should be 28.3. Let's change that out. And so I need to change this one to a 3 as well. Sorry about that mistake. 28.3 times 24 is 679.2. That's better. All right, now volume of the prism, of the cone, is area of the base times the height. Well, this base is still 28.3 times my height is 5, all divided by 3. So now I'm going to do 28.3 times 5 divided by 3 is 41.2. I'm sorry, 47.2. I can't read. 47.2. And now add those two together. 679.2 plus 47.2 is 726.4 units cubed. Make sure you're using the cubic units on any volume formulas. All right, 29. Radius of a cone is 7 inches long, and the slant height is 25. Those are both in inches. Find the surface area to the nearest tenth. Well, surface area for a cone is just like a pyramid. Area of the base plus perimeter of the base, 1/2 times the perimeter of the base times the slant height. Let's go over and find area of the base on a side calculation. So for a cone, base is a circle, so that is pi r squared. So it's pi times radius is 7 squared. Pi times 7 squared is 153.9 inches squared. Now I need my perimeter of the base. Perimeter of the base for a circle is 2 pi r. So that's 2 times pi times 7. 2 pi times 7 is 43.98, rounds up to 44. And then slant height I'm directly given. So to calculate this in, surface area is area of the base, 153.9, plus perimeter of the base, 44, times slant height of 25. 153.9 plus 44 times 25 is 1,000. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot this 0.5 here. 1/2 times, let's redo that. 0.5 in there this time, and that gives me 703.9 inches squared. All right, number 30. The area of the base of a prism, so capital B, is 96 square centimeters, and the height is 29 centimeters. Wants to know the volume of the prism. Volume formula of the prism is area of the base times the height. Hey, directly gives it to me. I'm just going to plug in 96 times 29, which is 2,784. 2,784 centimeters squared. All right, 31, let's finish off this page. Find the volume of the oblique cone. Now, the thing about obliques is that as long as you have the height that's perpendicular to the base, you're still going to use the exact same formula. So volume for a cone is the same one for a pyramid, which is area of the base times the height divided by 3. Just make sure this height is perpendicular, and it does give us that, so my height is going to be 8 inches. Now to find my area of the base, the area of the base is a circle, so I need pi r squared, and it looks like I don't have the radius, but I do have this right triangle, so I can go in and find the diameter on this thing using Pythagorean theorem. So d squared plus 8 squared equals 10 squared. So d squared plus, this gives me 64, equals 100. Subtract 64 gives me d squared equals 36. And then take the square root on both sides, and it gives you d equals 6. That is a Pythagorean triple. Now, if the diameter is 6, then the radius is 3. So take this radius, plug it in here. That gives me pi times 3 squared. And I could run to my calculator, but I've already calculated that earlier on the page because, let's see, right here, I had pi times 3 squared was 28.3. I'm just going to go ahead and copy that down again, 28.3. And then that is inches squared. So now for my volume calculation, base is 28.3 times the height of 8, all divided by 3. 28.3 times 8 divided by 3 gives me 75.46, which rounds to 75.5 inches cubed.